The Gallup organization has completed an in-depth survey from people from more than 150 countries around the world, trying to identify what are the elements of wellness, well-being, happiness around the world. And they've identified 5 significant pillars. And the first one is career well-being. So I'm going to ask you this rhetorical question. Think about this as we go through the next 2 presentations. Do you like what you do every day? Do you like where you work? According to the authors, with thriving career well-being, you will have something to look forward to every day and twice the odds of thriving in your life overall. So our first story hits on that. It's called Failing Forward. And an individual's life is a journey. It's filled with ups and downs. And in our opening session, we're proud to introduce Tammy Boyd, who will explain the only appropriate response to life's twists and turns. Now, Tammy's a vice president of business development and marketing for Neuro International, the largest privately owned provider of neurorehabilitation, neurobehavioral, complex care, and long-term supported living services. Tammy manages the company's business development and marketing efforts. She serves on the University of South Florida's MBA Digital Marketing Advisory Board. Tammy obtained her bachelor's degree in organizational communication from the University of Utah. Here now is Tammy Boyd's People Choice presentation, Failing Forward.
Thank you, Greg. Good afternoon, everyone. Why is it that when we have success, we share it? We're exuberant about it. But when we fail and make mistakes, we don't talk about it. We're ashamed. We're embarrassed. We don't want to look incompetent in front of our peers. But aren't our mistakes and our failures our biggest opportunities towards success? What if I told you these 5 iconic names have all failed? Would you believe me? Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and J.K. Rowling. All failures, right? Let me explain. Thomas Edison, one of America's most important inventors and best known for inventing the light bulb, as a young child, was told by his teachers that he was too stupid to learn. And as an adult, when he was working, he was fired from his jobs for being unproductive. It took him 1,000 attempts before successfully inventing the light bulb. How many of us would be discouraged at 100 or even 500 times trying to invent something? He said, I didn't fail 1,000 times, but the invention of the light bulb was a 1,000-step process. He said, one of our greatest weaknesses, we tend to give up too quickly. And our greatest successes is in trying just one more time. Edison had perseverance. Henry Ford, founder of the Ford Motor Company, had a passion for the motorized engine. He wasn't the first to invent the automobile or the assembly line, but he had a vision and thought differently than everybody else. His vision was to mass produce the automobile to where middle-class America could afford to purchase it. It took Ford many failures and countless years before inventing the most productive, producing the best automobile of its time, the Model T. Ford also said that when everything seems to be against you, that the airplane takes off against the wind and not with it. Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, most iconic names of our technological era. Apple, Microsoft, global brands ranked number 3 and 28, respectively, in Fortune 500 list. Jobs and Gates have similarities. They both dropped out of college. They both started businesses from their garages. And both, during their tenures, have experienced failure many times. Steve Jobs was the poster child of turning success or failure into success. He quit school, started a business, got fired from his own company, only to be invited back when revenue began to drop. He said that death was his biggest motivation to never fear failure. Bill Gates is the richest man on the face of the planet with a $90 billion net worth. He started his business in high school. It failed. And during his tenure at Microsoft, he's had many setbacks. In 1993, he invented a data platform that he thought would revolutionize the industry. It failed. In 2003, he started a TV internet show. It flopped. He said it's okay to be exuberant about success, but more importantly, to heed the lessons of failure. J.K. Rowling always had a passion for learning, or had a passion for writing, even as a small child. Her parents discouraged her from writing, said it wouldn't pay the bills. Even book publishers said there was no money in book writing, children's book writing. During her darkest moments before she had her success, she went through a horrible divorce. She was clinically depressed, and she even self-described herself as being the biggest failure she's known. As everyone knows, she has the most successful book series in history. Her books have sold over 400 million copies worldwide. She's the first female billionaire author. She's the first billionaire author. So what have we learned from our success, from failure? That perseverance, thinking differently, learning from our mistakes, and holding on to our passion can lead toward our biggest successes. That adversity is inevitable, that failure is not fatal. So it is my hope that we continue toward our path of success by failing forward.